Welcome to this next training video on preparing Table 2 of the year-end statistical reports for the United Methodist Church. As before, we're going to be using the official statistical input website, which is on the screen before you. You'll log in using your username, which is 321 plus the 5-digit church number, and your password, which hopefully you changed and personalized when you first logged in. Once you've logged in using your username and password, you'll come to the home page where you'll choose Add Edit Tables to select your table, and we're going to choose Table 2. This is what Table 2 looks like, and it's going to be tracking local church expenses. So we're going to be looking at dollars and cents here. Actually, we're going to be looking at dollars, because you're going to ask you to enter values to the nearest whole dollar amount, even if your budget is reported in dollars and cents. We're going to round it off. You're not able to enter dollars and cents here. Also want to remind you that just under the yellow circle is the Print Blank Form button. Use that, print out a blank worksheet, fill out all of these values before you go on to the website, so that you can click right through it in less time. There is a 30-minute time limit for each input session, so be prepared for that. Looking now at specific items to begin inputting these values, I want to remind you to slow down as you prepare this information. Read it very, very carefully. You're going to see in the instructions two kinds of instructions. One is what to include in each of these items, but also what not to include. Take your time, because one of the consequences of accurate reporting is these figures do affect your shares of ministry calculations for the following year. So make sure that you are reporting this information as accurately as possible. If you have some questions and you're not sure exactly what to put in there, again, I'll call your attention to the little blue question marks down the right-hand column of the page, or pick up the phone and call your district superintendent, who can also help you understand this a little more accurately. All right, lines 36 through 39 require information that is also reported on Form 12 of the Trustees Report. That's also one of the year-end reports that you are preparing for the Susquehanna Conference right now. And this has to do with market value of church-owned land and buildings, other church-owned assets. This is information that you're already preparing for the other forms, so the same things will go in both. Lines 48 and 49 can be found in the local church treasurer's report, and this has to do with amounts given to ministries beyond your local church. 48 is the amount given directly to United Methodist causes, but not sent through the annual conference treasurer. You'll know what you sent to the treasurer because it shows up on your monthly financial statement every month. This would be if you're supporting Neighborhood Center in Harrisburg and you sent a check directly to Neighborhood Center. It would not be reflected in your monthly statement through the conference office. You can keep track of that and you can report it here. 49 then will be the same kind of donations given directly to other non-United Methodist ministries. Lines 53 through 59 can be found in Charge Conference Form number 7, which is the report on pastoral compensation. This has to do with the benefits and compensation package for your pastor. Line number 60 has to do with amount paid in salary and benefits for all other church staff other than the pastor. This would be youth directors, church organists, secretaries, and whatnot. If you're not sure where to find that, see your PPR chair, your Pastor Parish Relations Committee chair, for the salaries and benefits paid for all other staff. Line number 61 is program expenses. Now read this one carefully, look at the instructions carefully. This is the total amount of money spent on programs of witness, of nurture, of education, mercy, outreach, and other ministries. This is the work of making disciples of Jesus Christ. This is teaching the Bible to people. This is feeding the hungry. This is doing the work of ministry that meets people's needs and helps them grow closer to God. Now you see a little asterisk and a warning over on the other side of the page to the right. This is the what not to include here. Don't include amounts given to non-United Methodist agencies and ministries, because these are going to be reported on line 49. Line 62 is not program expense, but operating expense. Obviously, there's a difference between how much it costs you to do ministry with people, but also how much does it cost to just keep the lights on and the bills paid. That's your operating expenses. It's the total spent on the day-to-day operation of the church, such as office expenses and supplies, building maintenance, property insurance, utilities, things like that. Over on the right, these are the things not to include in your operating expenses. Do not include, according to the instructions, amounts listed in lines 40 through 61. Of course, you're going to notice that lines 40 through 47 and 50 through 52 aren't even on this form, so you may be saying, why should we not include them if we're not even able to? These would all be amounts that have been sent through the conference treasurer, and the annual conference finance office has already declared these amounts to the denomination for us. So don't worry about them. They've already been entered by conference. Line 63 is amount paid on whatever interest or principal that you may have on loans, mortgages, or other debts. 64 is amount paid for capital expenses. Pay close attention to this one. A capital expense is some major purchase or investment in your building, your property, or your equipment. Things like a renovation of your building, a renovation of a Sunday school wing. It may be an addition to your church. It may be putting on a new roof. It might be major equipment. Churches that might purchase a brand new pipe organ or a central heating or air conditioning system. These are major capital expenses, and that's where they go. Don't let them show up under your operating expenses, because they're not. This is capital. And once all of that is in, all the values are in the right place, you're going to want to remember to click your save button. If you don't click the save button, everything you've just done will be lost. But remember, the save button saves your information but does not submit it. That comes later. That means if you find that you've made a mistake, you can double check all of this before you submit it and make any changes. That is everything on Table 2. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.